Going live. All right, so thank you all for coming today to March 12th meeting. I know this is a Friday and you all, especially during these times, Friday is kind of a relaxing day for you, but I appreciate you all coming on behalf of your clubs to share information and learn more about ICC and what's going on. As always, I always put the link to the agenda in the slide here for any members of the public that would like to copy that link, or for any of you that would like to copy it off the screen and look at the agenda. Yeah, so I formally call this meeting to order at 12:06 p.m. March 12th. We're going to go ahead and do a roll call here today. So we do have a new ICC secretary that's going to help us out. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this on the screen. I won't be typing in the attendance today, but she will be helping us out. So we'll go ahead and start with that. So amend, if you're here, go ahead and mute yourself, say that you're here for all of you. So amend. Amend, are you here? All right, Amend is not here. Academic Support Club.
Here.
Are you here? Yes. Active Minds, are you here?
Active Minds here.
Okay. Alpha Gamma Sigma, are you here?
Here.
Armenian Students Association.
I'm sorry, Chris. Amend is here. I was in a thing. I apologize.
Okay, Amend is here. Okay, got it. Thank you. Victoria, we can go ahead. Thank you. Armenian Students Association, are you here?
I am here.
Business Coalition. Is Business Coalition here? No. Caduceus Club. Is Caduceus Club here? CARP, are you here? Is CARP here? Okay, CARP is not here. Catholic Student Fellowship is here.
Yes.
Chinese Students and Scholars Association.
Here.
Thank you. Christians on Campus.
Here.
Circle K International. Is Circle K here? Club Italia, are you here?
Here.
Okay, thank you. College Leap.
Here.
Thank you. Cosmo Club.
Here.
Thank you. Debating Society. Is Debating Society here today? No. Diagnos. Is Diagnos here? No. First. First, are you here? No. French Club.
Here.
Thank you. Green Lancer. Is Green Lancer here? Green Lancer is not here. Haunting Hour. Is Haunting Hour here today? Haunting Hour is not here. International Christian Fellowship.
Here.
InterVarsity Christian Fellowship.
Here.
Japanese Social Club.
We're
JSC.
here.
Lancer Motorsports.
Here.
Thank you. Mind and Meditation Club. Is Mind and Meditation Club here? No. Omicron Mu Delta. OMD.
Yes, here.
Paralegal Association. Is Paralegal here?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Corporate Finance. Is Corporate Finance here?
Yes.
Here.
Okay. Thank you. Global Club. Is Global Club here today? Philosophy Club.
Here.
Thank you. Pie Club.
Here.
Pineapple Hospitality Club. Is Pineapple Hospitality Club here? No?
Chris, they're here. I just don't, I see them, but I don't hear them.
Okay. Well, let's just mark them here.
Pineapple Club is here. Sorry about
Okay.
that.
No worries. Pre-Law Club. Is Pre-Law Club here? No? Psychology Club.
Here.
Thank you. Puente.
Here.
Is Puente. Thank you. Queer Alliance. Is QA here today? Registered Nursing Club.
They're here too.
Here.
Okay. Rising.
Here.
SACNUS.
Here.
Saleh Lancier Fencing Club. Fencing Club, are you here? No? She Codes? Is She Codes here today?
Here.
Okay. And Ship,
Here.
thank you. Simba,
Here.
Sweet,
Here.
SCTA. Is SCTA here today? No? Third Wave,
Here.
Ujima? Is Ujima here today? And Veterans Club, are you here today? Veterans Club? No? Okay. Let me just go ahead and thank you for that, Victoria. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick sanity check to make sure we have quorum. Spare with me for a second.
Oh, hi, excuse me. I don't see PCC Econ Club on the chart.
You don't see PCC Econ Club? Okay, give me a
Yes.
moment.
Mhm.
Some clubs might not be here today, just because, when did you register Econ Club?
That was last year.
Okay, so it looks like you might have to re-register for the semester before we can start doing things. Carrie, we have 32 people. We're good for quorum.
Okay, what's your total number?
Total number is
49?
50.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so thank you for that. So we have established quorum for today. Next, we're gonna go ahead and move on to approval of the agenda. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that up here. So the agenda is here. If I scroll past down, we have a chartering item today, and then we have a bunch of discussion items, which I'm sure you will all be really happy to know about. But yeah, if there are no questions or concerns about the agenda, I would like to right now then entertain a motion to adopt the agenda for March 12th, 2021. Do I have a first?
Catholic Student Fellowship will motion first.
Thank you.
Amend
Do I have-
second.
Active
Amend
mind
is-
second.
Amend second. Okay, are there any opposed to those motions? Any abstentions? All right, if there are any, please unmute yourself and say so, but for the record, as of now, we have unanimous agreement on adopting the agenda for today. So thank you for that. Next up, we have adoption of our minutes from our previous meetings. So if I bring that up here, zoom all the way in. Has this, so we, yes, some of the executive board came to our previous meeting. I talked about a couple items in regards to the calendar and the virtual club rush. We went ahead and chartered a bunch of clubs here today during that meeting, and we had elections to the funding committee. It was a pretty chock full meeting. We didn't get to any discussion items, but that's what we're here to do today. So if there are no objections to these minutes, as always, I send it to your email inboxes every Monday before we have the meeting. But if there are none, I would like to go ahead and entertain a motion at this moment to adopt the agenda from February 26, 2021's meeting. Do I have a first on that?
Answer Motorsports will first.
Thank you. Natural Motorsports first. Do I have a second?
Active mind second.
Okay, I'm sorry. There are two people at once there. Just one person.
Active mind second.
Okay, Active Mind seconds, and then there was a third person too. I just want to recognize you. So who is that?
Simba.
AGS.
Okay, Simba, thirds, AGS, Forbes. I'm just gonna go ahead and mark that down. All right. If are there any objections to adopting these minutes? Any abstentions? Again, please unmute yourself and state as such. Okay, thank you for that. We have unanimous agreement on adopting our previous minutes. All right, so regular old business done. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with some of my brief reports. As always, we are conducting our meeting today on the native land of the Hahamanga tribe of the Tongva Nation. I just want to acknowledge those that came before us. Just as a reminder, this calendar is a really important link to keep track of for this semester. Pretty much any dates that are coming up, you will go ahead and follow this link and look at it here. If you would like to subscribe to your Google Calendar, if you use it, you'll get notifications before any events happen. So please, go ahead and follow this. As you've seen, I'm actually adding events for today for our last minute trainings. So that's important. We have a new ICC secretary, so I want to go ahead and take a moment here to introduce Victoria Cecilia, who will be our secretary for spring 2021, and hopefully moving forward after that. So Victoria, I'll give you a minute here to introduce yourself and kind of give a face to the hard work that she's been doing for us starting this week.
Great, thank you, Chris. I'm Victoria, and I'm happy to be here. I have been a PCC student for many years. I ended up transferring to UCLA, graduated from their music school, and now I'm more interested in becoming part of student affairs, and I'm considering doing a master's degree in that. So I'm here to learn. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Victoria, for that. And Victoria has an email address that we have given her. If you are familiar with this address, it's the same one that our secretaries have used before. But if you have any questions and me or Carrie are not available, you're always more than welcome to reach out to Victoria and she will respond. This is her email up here on the screen. We're still in the process of training her, but I'm sure, once we get a couple weeks into her position here, she'll be able to answer most of your questions. So if there's anything, please go ahead and contact Victoria at that email address. But thank you, Victoria. And again, she'll be on board with us for spring 2021 and hopefully moving forward past that. Okay, so advisor comments. Carrie, do you have any?
No, I've got a slide later, so I'll just save it till then. But it's good to see everybody. I miss you all.
Yep, thank you. All right, are there any public comments on non-agenda items here? I'm looking at the YouTube on my end, but I understand there's a lag. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a few moments. I don't see any, but if there are any public comments, I'll go ahead and put them out if they come through. Okay. All right, next up is ICC announcements. Are there any clubs that have any upcoming events or meetings they want to go ahead and talk about? Just a brief 30-second blurb if you have anything. This is your opportunity.
Yeah, I'll go first. Actually, Amin, we have a upcoming on March 26th from 11 to 1, I believe, from 11 to 1. We're going to have one of our Amin board members, Dr. Bull, come out and kind of speak with us and talk with us. So it should be inspirational. We heard him talk at the conference and it was great. So I'm excited to have him come in. I'm not sure if it's open. I think it's just exclusive for Amin, but if it's open, I will let everyone know and announce. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Amin. Anybody else? This is your time to go ahead and talk about any upcoming things that your club has. Anybody?
Yeah, Catholic Student Fellowship. So at our next meeting, March the 18th, we're going to talk about what we'd like to do new this semester. So everyone is welcome to come in and give ideas on what they think they might want to see out of our Catholic Student Fellowship Club. Everyone is welcome.
All right, thank you for that. Anybody else? Yes, no? Okay, so with that said, we'll go ahead and move forward with one of our action items today, our one and only action item today. So these are all the clubs that are up for club chartering. Now, I was paying attention, we are taking attendance, so I will not charter clubs that are not here today. So if those of you who are watching this meeting on YouTube and are part of these clubs, please come to the next meeting so we can charter you, because otherwise you are not fully legal and operating under the PCC bylaws there. But for clubs that are here, I would like to go ahead and entertain a motion to charter Academic Support Club, Alpha Gamma Sigma, Cosmo Club, French Club, Japanese Social Club, PCC Corporate Finance Club, She.Codes, Simba, and Society of Women Engineers.
Hey, Chris, before we move there, I just want to confirm all of these clubs have Lancer Life profiles. I'm looking for some of them.
They do.
Okay.
Some of them do, but some of them are not chartered yet, but we'll have a conversation about that.
Okay.
Okay, so do I have a first on that motion to adopt those following clubs? To repeat it, I can do that.
Puente first.
Okay, first,
TSF second.
TSF seconds, and we'll go ahead and move to a roll call vote because this is a formal action item. So give me a moment here to record that in the notes, and then I'll pull it up. Cecilia, if you can go ahead and move on to the vote list, and then I'll go ahead and show it on the screen. We'll do the same thing like we did for attendance today.
So all of you, just so you know, be ready. He's going to call you in alphabetical order. So if you're wondering when you get called, it's called based on the roll call.
All right. So Amend, how do you vote on chartering the following clubs?
In favor, so yes.
Yep, thank you. Active Minds,
Yes.
Armenian Students Association,
Yes.
Caduceus Club,
Yes.
thank you. CARP. Oh, CARP isn't here today. Catholic Student Fellowship,
Yes.
Chinese Students and Scholars Association, CSSA,
Yes.
if you're there.
Yes, we're here.
So do you vote yes on chartering the clubs that I mentioned?
Yep.
Okay. Christians on Campus,
Yes, and I think you said yes on the wrong table.
oh, okay, I see that now. Yes, so Chinese Students and Scholarship is yes, Christians on Campus, yes. Circle K International is not here today, so we'll move past them. Club Italia,
Yes.
College Leap,
Yes.
Debating Society is not here, we'll move past them. Diakonos is not here, First is also not here. Haunting Hour, how do you vote? The Haunting Hour is not here too today, unfortunately. International Christian Fellowship,
Yes.
okay. InterVarsity Christian Fellowship,
Yes.
Lancer Motorsports,
Yes.
thank you. Omicron Mu Delta,
Yes.
Paralegal Association,
Yes.
PCC Global Club is not here, we'll move past them. Philosophy Club,
Yes.
Pi Club,
Yes.
Pineapple Hospitality,
Yes.
Pre-Law Club is not here. Psychology Club,
Yes.
Puente,
Yes.
Queer Alliance is not here. Registered Nursing Club,
Yes.
okay. Rising,
Yes.
Blackness,
Yes.
Ship,
Yes.
SCTA is not here today. We'll move past them. Third Wave,
Yes.
Ujima is not here today. I'm gonna go ahead and just tally this super quickly on my end here just to make sure we have a majority vote. And for those of you who are wondering, why is my name on the list, but why am I not voting? Well, you cannot vote until you are chartered, so we're in that gap at the moment. So just, that's why. So only the clubs that are chartered at the previous meeting. So let me delete this row here. We have a total of 36, but 24. 36. All right, so we have a majority of people that say yes. So congratulations for those clubs. You are now chartered, and that goes for Academic Support Club, Alpha Gamma Sigma, Cosmo, French, Japanese Social Club, Corporate Finance, She-Code, Simba, and SWE. All right. Next, we'll move on to discussion items, which is the bulk of our meeting for today. And I'm glad we're on track on time because I know today we're going to have a lot of things to talk about. So in an effort to go ahead and try and connect you all during these times, especially considering that, we didn't have an actual club rush, we are not here in Harbison Hall to have the meeting like we usually do in person. I want to go ahead and hold a club spirit week just to go ahead and promote clubs and club officers and club members to connect with each other. So here are a couple of things that are coming down the pipeline, and I'll add them to the calendar after the meeting. I recognize that they are not on there yet, but I'll add them specifically. So Tuesday on the 23rd, we'll be having a virtual escape room. Now, I haven't done it myself, but I heard it's super cool, how they do breakout rooms and have you all solve clues and mysteries and things online. So that'll be happening on the 23rd. And Carrie is the organizer for that event, and she has a slide up. So if you want to go ahead and there you go. If you want to go ahead and talk about it, Carrie, this is your time.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's a virtual escape room. It is free. It will be open to the entire campus public. I'm actually going to try and outreach to faculty and staff and divisions to see if they want to have a group. The way it works is that everyone signs in. It's going to be a large Zoom room. We have a facilitator who's worked out a bunch of puzzles and tasks and challenges. We will put folks into breakout rooms according to their teams. You'll be assigned the tasks, and the first group to finish obviously wins. And for ICC clubs, we're going to try and finagle some prizes. We definitely will give out swag. This is going to be, again, open to everyone on campus, but your club will get the first chance. We're taking the first 100. Your clubs will be given the first chance to come in. You can bring folks in. We recommend groups of between 5 to 7. If you've want to take your entire club, we can have multiple rooms, we can have multiple groups. But it's really fun. The way we'd like you to do it is there is a tiny URL right there. Go ahead and sign up. It's an Eventbrite. Once you sign up, you'll be given the Zoom link, as well as they'll send out a reminder notice. You can share that. I like Eventbrite just because, again, it reminds you, it sends you a little nudge just before the event so you remember you can go. This is going to be facilitated by an outside company, and they're actually going to make it PCC themed. So it's a lot of fun. I'm actually really looking forward to it. It will be a team building activity for your club. So I would highly, highly recommend that you take your current leadership group. If you think that there are certain students who are going to be leadership for next year, you might want to tap them and really recommend that they come. But we're excited. This is the first time that we're going to be able to see each other, talk to each other. It's everyone who's done it has just raved about it. And they do this with corporate, large 4 years, fraternity, sororities, to us as community colleges. So I'm very excited. So if you have any questions, let me know, but please go to that link, copy that link, and you can, Chris will send a slide out and you can share it with your community.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I was typing it in the chat, but it went away. But I'm gonna go ahead and type it in and put it in the chat so you can click through and sign up right now if you are available. But not before I go ahead and talk about some of these other items, because it's going to involve some screen time. But yeah, so the 23rd is going to be our virtual escape room. Make sure to mark your calendars for that. That's not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. Carrie, what time is this event going to be? Carrie, you're muted. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I forget I have a mic. 12 o'clock.
Okay.
12 to 1, 1:30-ish. It won't go too long.
All right, yeah. So, order a nice lunch, have a nice hour of fun on the 23rd. I invite you all to come. All right, so Wednesday on the 24th is going to be a trivia night via Kahoot, and we'll probably also do Scribble.io. For some of you who are not familiar with what that is, it's like a virtual Pictionary you can just play from your browser. Is Alex here today to talk about that? Because I know he's kind of the brainchild of that idea. Let me see.
I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I am Alex. I'm the VP of Campus Activities. So this Spirit Week has been something that Chris and I have been working on for a little bit. So Wednesday night, we wanted to have a way that our clubs could intermingle, but also focus on a little bit of like individual achievement as well. So we decided a cool way to do this would be like a game night sort of thing. So we'll be hosting this probably through our Discord. I think that's what we agreed on. So ASPCC has created a Discord this year that we are trying to push out and fully implement with different programs on our campus. And since we have ICC at readily available, we're trying to test out some events using you guys. So this is one of them. We will be playing games. There will be individual prizes, I believe, for this. And then at the end of the week, there'll be like group prizes for your club. So if certain amounts of people go to each events, that'll be recorded. And like then at that week's ICC meeting, you'll be recognized for your achievement throughout the week as a club. I think that's everything for that day. So yeah. I know
Okay,
we have one more event. I think Chris is going to talk about that.
we do. So yeah, Wednesday is going to be a nice trivia night for you all. So, make sure to get your Jeopardy skills up, look up interesting facts. We'll be asking about just, it's like bar trivia. So we'll be doing that kind of thing. And for those of you who are not inclined for that, we'll probably have a separate room in Discord for people who are more visually inclined and want to play Pictionary. So if you're not aware of how Discord works, you get sent an invite link. You don't have a Discord account and click on an invite link, it'll prompt you to sign up for an account. It takes 2 seconds. But once you sign up for an account and click on our invite link, you'll be automatically added to our PCC Discord. And I'll put out some more information about how that works if you're still a little bit confused in next week's email, so you can go ahead and join and be ready on the 24th that evening for our trivia night. And yes, we will have prizes. Carrie and I have went ahead and taken out a little bit of our budget to get gift cards for you all. We're not sure exactly what the gift card's going to be yet, maybe probably likely food, because I know you all like that. And we'll have, first, second, third place prizes most likely for our Wednesday event there. So make sure to mark your calendars for that day. I'm not quite sure about the week-long what's that word? Culmination prizes. We'll have a discussion about that. We just have to look at our budget and see how much we have. But for sure, those individual prizes on that night are going to be awarded via gift cards. So with that, are there any questions before I move on to the next slide here about these events or anything like that? I know you all are quiet, but part of these events that I'm planning for you is to kind of break the ice and get to know students and other clubs and all that. Are there any questions? No, yes. Any opinions? I'm open to opinions too. All right, thank you, Camilla. I also think it's a wonderful idea. And I think, give Carrie and Alex a hand here because they were kind of the ones that came up with the idea and convinced me to do it for you all. Yeah, I'm just glad that, we have an opportunity with this Spirit Week to connect everybody. But with that, on Thursday, the 25th, we're going to be having a movie night, most likely via Zoom, because I know that's what everybody is comfortable with. The way it works with our contract with the company is that you can go ahead and yes, join the Zoom and watch the movie with other people, but you can also go ahead and the link will be available for 24 hours. It's just like a YouTube link. You just click it. It's not on YouTube, but you click through and then you can go ahead and open it up and you sign in with your Lancer Point ID and you can just play the movie the whole way through and watch it on your own. But with that said, because I am very democratic and then I like choices, we have a couple of options here for what movie you want to watch. I haven't used this feature in Zoom extensively before, but we're going to try it out. I'm going to use the poll feature on Zoom here. So I'm going to go ahead and press launch poll. Make sure to check one box only because I want to make sure our results are clean here. But you should see in a few seconds a poll pop up on your screen. So these are the movies that are available for us to go ahead and pay for and for all of you to watch. All right, so I see the results are rolling in. I tried to pick something that was universal. I also tried to pick something that was kind of considered a quote unquote new release by our vendor, which means that it just came out or it's about to come out in home release as a DVD or Blu-ray. So yeah, that's what I chose for you all. All right, 35 out of 42 voted, not counting Victoria, Carrie, and Alex. So we have a couple of people left. If you want to vote, you can, but if you don't, I understand, it's people's choice. But let me go ahead and give you all a few more seconds here. The counter on for me is about 1 minute, but I'll close the polling at 1 minute, 30 seconds. So you have about 20, 25 seconds left to answer if you have not yet.
Out of curiosity, and folks can answer in the chat, would they be interested if we've got, it looks like Wonder Woman and Mulan are top two. Would folks be interested in AS hosting an additional movie night to show and showing one of those films? Would you all go? And you can unmute or just put it in the chat.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't expect this. I'm going to end the polling now. I'm going to share our results. So yes, we do have a tie, which is very surprising. But all right. So with that said,
Chris,
I did not expect this.
choose one of the Chris and Alex. You can choose one of the movies, and then Alex, maybe we talk about hosting another movie night later in the semester.
Okay,
Sounds good.
all right. So what about this? So we build up some hype and anticipation. Alex and I will be the tiebreakers for this. So we'll either watch Wonder Woman or Mulan for our movie night on the 25th. So how does that sound to you all? Or do you want to make that decision now?
I'll leave them in suspense. Let's keep going.
Okay, let's leave them in suspense then. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to start a new share and go back to our slides. Can you all see that? I'm just not sure if it's can you see the slides, Carrie?
All I see is the discussion item for with the movies.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Oh,
Movies.
okay. Let me stop share and start a new one. I think we're good now. Can you see it?
I still see the same slide with the movies. Which one were you trying to get to?
Oh no, I just wanted to know if you could see the Google slides. That's all. Yeah, so it's working, I think.
Yeah,
right?
we can see it.
Okay,
You can
thank
see
you.
the escape room.
All right. This is the first time I'm using polling, but I'm glad it worked out. Yeah, but we'll go ahead and yeah, like I said, Alex and I will be the tiebreakers for that, and we'll move forward. But are there any other questions before we move forward from this discussion item about Spirit Week or what's going to happen or the schedule or movies or whatever? Anything?
I have a question. So for the trivia night and the scribble, what time is the event?
TBD, but how does, I just want to make sure we get people, I don't want to interrupt your dinner time. How does around 7:30 to 8, how does that window sound for you all? Is that okay? Yes, no?
For Wednesday, the 24th?
Yes.
No, I have class from 6:45 to 9.
Yeah.
But it's also about your entire club. So it's think of things in general, not just for you. What else can we, is this, put it in the chat, times that work for you or that you think work for the majority of your members. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the chat saves after the meeting, so I'll review it with Carrie after to kind of determine the best time. And that same time window for Wednesday will also apply to Thursday for movie night. But like I said, the way it works with our vendor for streaming is I'll post the link up and you can just watch it individually in a 24-hour period. So you don't have to, go to that Zoom meeting to watch the movie. You can watch it on your own if you're not available and have a night class in the case of Sophia there. But I'm going to go ahead and move forward now if there are no questions or concerns. And then let me see the chat. It's like bouncing here between screens, but all right, we'll go ahead and read that after the meeting then. So next is funding. And I just want to go ahead and announce that funding is out on Lancer Life. If you go ahead and click on Lancer Life forms right here, if you go to the homepage, click on forms, it's up. Right here at the very bottom, spring 2021 ICC funding form. Please fill it out. If you have any funding requests, please do it as soon as possible so that you give the committee enough time and me and Carrie enough time to process them. The funding how-to document is also up, and I'm going to, if the chat can pop back up for me here, I'll either drop it in the chat if it shows up for me, or I'll pop it in the newsletter for next week. This is the same document that I talked about during training, and I know you all want a hard copy of that. So I'll go ahead and get that to you soon, so you can go ahead and have information and kind of a solid point to jump off of if you're asking for funding. There are also, again, yes, we elected the funding committee on a previous meeting. So we have a couple of times that we have set to go ahead and meet. As you can see here, it's brought back to the Google Calendar. All the dates that pertain to ICC are in this Google Calendar. So if you want to pop into Zoom when the funding committee meets, you are more than welcome to. The link is right there in the invitation. If you click on that event, and if you scroll through, it's every week we have an ICC meeting. See, so it's ICC meeting, and then after at 4 p.m. the funding committee will meet. So you can scroll through and look at all that. So last thing here, but are there any questions about those 3 bullet points before I move forward? Carrie, do you have anything you want to add?
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, last thing too, and this is an FAQ based off of what feedback I got from our trainings. The most asked question, or the most thing that I think people are going to snag up on, is what is the difference between TNA and ICC funding? So to that effect, I've actually gone ahead and edited our flowchart. So hopefully it's a little bit more clear. And this flowchart also appears on the how-to document too. So if you need, if you don't want to take a screenshot or anything right now, I'll email it out to you all. But the first thing you probably should be asking when you're starting the funding process is, what type of funding are you using? There are 2 flavors, ICC and TNA. Yes, I know TNA skips all of this stuff at the top, but it only applies if you actually have money in your TNA account. Your TNA account is also what's known as a trust and agency account for those of you who have not attended the trainings yet. And you can use money as you would like pulling out of your checking account from a bank account. But we just ask when you utilize money from your TNA account that you record minutes from that meeting. And I can't click through here, but let me see if I can. I apologize. Let me go ahead and bring it up. But we have a fillable PDF form for that. So make sure you fill out this form as you're taking minutes, right? Club name, date, time, just like I'm doing for you all right now. The agenda was motion, seconded, yada, yada, yada. So that's the TNA process. It skips over a lot of stuff, but most of you are probably going to go through ICC funding because I don't think a lot of you have money or a good amount yet in the TNA account. But other than that, this process above here we talked about during the training, right? You hold a meeting, pay attention to the funding criteria, you fill out an ARF, and you fill out that form on Lancer Life. Carrie, do you have any comments or questions?
No, just so that you know, oftentimes the difference, another big difference between ICC and TNA is that when you get your ICC money, we don't directly put that into your checking account, so to speak. It's held on the books for you through AS, and you're only allowed to use it for items that were requested. Trust and agency account is like a personal checking account. It is your money. You can do what you want with it. So we've having a lot of conversations about buying prizes and gift cards. You can do that out of your trust and agency account. You cannot do that you cannot request gift cards or prizes out of ICC.
All right. So yeah, for those of you who have attended the training, thank you. I know a lot of this is a repeat, but for those of you who have not yet, I'll talk about that in a later slide so you can make that up. But that is the overview of the flowchart that I edited for you all. Okay. So next is just ICC training, just in general. A lot of people that were supposed to be at the trainings did not come. I'm not going to call them out specifically, but you should be trained before you ask for money. I hopefully that's pretty obvious. But to that, I know a lot of people couldn't make it to Monday through Thursday's trainings. Don't worry. Karen and I have gone through the effort to go ahead and schedule 2 last-minute trainings for today, and they're going to happen after the ICC meeting. So if I go ahead and open up this calendar again, There's going to be a last minute training on finance at 2 p.m. There's going to be another last minute training back to back at 3 p.m. for Lance for Life. So if you didn't go to any of these from Monday through Thursday, please make sure you come to the ones after the ICC meeting today. And we are keeping track, as you all have attended the workshops, are familiar with. I ask you to RSVP to the event on Lance for Life every time, right? So if you do not complete the trainings, Karen and I haven't talked about the consequences, but there will be consequences if you did not go to any of them. All right, so how do you keep track of what you've completed so far? That's the other FAQ question that I want to answer. So the way that I've stated, we're tracking people with how complete their training is we're using Lance for Life and a particular feature on Lance for Life called Paths. So if I click through here, hopefully it will load. Oh, it requires me to sign in again. Apologize for that. Okay, all right. So this gives me an overview of how far along I've progressed through training, right? So once the bar is filled, you're done. Pretty, I think, straightforward. But if you want to drill down and look at what you've completed and what you have not completed yet, there's this little arrow right here on the right side. Like you can expand the little, it's like called an accordion, you just expand it. And then you can see here, I attended at least one of the ICC finance workshops. So that's checked off. I have not attended any of the Lance for Life workshops yet. So this item is just not complete unless I check these 2 boxes. So hopefully that's clear, right? I know it's a little bit complicated, which is why we're using Lance for Life to deal with it so that you can kind of see visually, like how many boxes have I checked off? Where am I in the progress of finishing all these trainings? So how you get to this page, I know I directly linked to it, is you go ahead and from any page on Lance for Life, it doesn't matter whether you're on this page, you're on the home page or your club page, it doesn't matter. Click on your profile picture in the upper right. For those of you that don't have a profile picture, it'll probably just be like a generic letter. But you click on that and then right under your picture, there's gonna be paths, just the first item in that list. And I can see the progress that I've made on it so far. So that's how you check your progress for your training. So are we good? Before I move on to the next slide, any questions, Carrie, anything to add?
No, just so you know, we're introducing a lot of new tech to you all, and we understand that it's hard. So don't panic if you can't figure it out. Just give us a call or drop us an email and we'll walk you through it. We're not going to hold it against you if you can't get those things checked off correctly. We'll work with you on that. So don't stress about it. Alfonso, you're asking about how to access the minutes trainings, the last minutes trainings. Were you looking about how to access the meetings?
Yeah, he's gonna have to go ahead and go through the Google Calendar link. I don't know why my chat isn't popping up here. Otherwise, I would throw the link. Carrie, I'm gonna copy this link to you in Microsoft Teams, and can you put it in the chat for me? If
Yes,
that's
I
okay?
will.
Okay. All right, I apologize about that, but we will go ahead and get that link to you in the chat for those of you who need to attend those last minute trainings. But what you do is you follow the Google Calendar link, you click on a little box or little strip of the event that's happening, and then once you expand that, you will have the Zoom link. And Carrie, it's actually your personal meeting ID for those meetings later today. So if you want a direct link, you can also put that in there too.
Okay.
So I'm just giving you all the information now for you all that need to attend those trainings. But yeah, that's training. This is what Lance for Life paths look like. If you need a visual reminder, because I send out my slide deck. So make sure you take a look at that if you need to. So with that, then kind of to round out this item here, are there any questions about the workshops that, for those of you who have attended the workshop so far, are there any lingering questions you have that maybe you thought of before that you didn't get a chance to ask about, anything like that?
Chris, there's a question in the chat.
Okay, what's the question? I'm sorry, I can't pull up the
you
chat.
can't see it? Oh, the recordings.
The recordings, we didn't record those. We did record the last slide training, we didn't record the funding training. So how about this? For the last minute trainings today, we'll record both and then we'll post it on Canvas for you all. The other thing too, though, right, is like, we don't want to record stuff and just have you think, oh, I can just watch the recording later and just learn. We want you to be there because, you know, this is an interactive process, right? It's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. I want you all to be engaged and learn about the process. But we will record it after for the last minute trainings today.
Chris, just a quick question. For this last minute training, if unable to attend and we watch the recording, do we still get that same credit?
No, I don't believe so. The recordings are only if you want to go ahead and refresh yourself about what was discussed. Okay,
So
the chat is popping up for me now, so if there's anything, I'll read it. But go ahead, Carrie.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, I'm from CSSA, and I'm very sure that we send representative to the workshop, but like I'm not the one who attended to the workshop. So on Lancer Live, it doesn't show that I attended them. So I don't know what to do, but I'm sure like we send representatives to both workshops.
So this goes into the whole thing of you're gonna have to consult with that member, because the way Lancer Life works, it doesn't track your club as a whole. It only tracks the one person that has attended those trainings. So make sure that one person attends every training.
And what we've done is we've actually put a space where they could say what club they're representing. So it'll take a little bit of paperwork for us to figure it out, but we can figure it out. And if you can't attend, really the point of attending these two workshops, it's really about you being able to build capacity for your club. We've showed you how to use Lancer Life and how to expand use on that. And it's also about how to spend your money. And that's something that people really need to know. So if you didn't go, we'll work on it. We'll work on it. So we really want you to go, because the thing is this, I can't go through how to spend your money 50 times with 50 different clubs. The person who's number 49 and 50 will get a very cranky carry. So it's really helpful if you all go. So that way, I know that we're always going to have to pick up a few folks who weren't able to go. Life is hard. I'm not trying to make this more difficult. I know everyone's got a lot right now going on, but if you can go, please do. And if you can't, we'll work on something. So I don't want this to be more stressful for you all, but we will, we'll work our way through this.
Yeah, I do understand the importance of the workshops, but because I have been the ICC representative for like multiple semesters, so I sent our new ICC representative to the workshops, and I thought they would be the I thought they would be the representative of our club, which like I was expecting their attendance will also show up in my account, because I'm the primary contact of the club on Lancer Live, but
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
that's one of the glitches. We're not happy with the program, but I'm glad you did send someone new, because you have this experience, and that's the best thing, is that you're sending someone else in so that you can spread that knowledge. So we will, like I said, we do ask the group to identify who they are. So we'll work it out. So yes, I wouldn't worry too much. If nothing else, we'll just have to schedule a call and figure out who that is. So,
okay.
No, you will not get in chartered if you cannot attend, because again, I understand life is hard right now. I'm not going to make your life any more hard, and I want the clubs to be active. So right now, the access to the Canvas, we're going to put this in the Canvas shell, and we're going to create modules. And right now, your advisors all have access to that. So that's another thing. If your advisor hasn't gone through ICC advisor training, they need to go, because that's the way they're going to be able to access those workshop documents and know and have all of the pieces of information that Chris is showing you. Chris does send them out to you, and we'll we don't have a way to host these videos any other place besides Canvas. And oh, you know what, Chris, maybe we'll put these on this.
Yeah, we'll just bypass Canvas and just put it on YouTube. That's what I was thinking in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Felicia, we'll put it on YouTube, and you can just go to our YouTube page and watch them.
Okay.
And
So
let me
I
just
know-
reiterate, Chris, let me just reiterate once again. Please make an effort to go. If you cannot go, don't worry. We're not going to boot you out. All right. We'll just talk about it and work through it. But please do go, because we only had about half of you go.
So I have a question. I don't know if my memory is correct on it, but I believe at the beginning there was something like $50 being given to the clubs that attended certain meetings. Maybe I'm confusing something, but is that?
No, you're not. The original plan was to incentivize your attendance in all these meetings. But we've run into a glitch with funding rules and the auditor. We did agree to pay as a reward the folks who did attend Club Rush, which was one of the milestone meetings that you had to make. We did agree that we would still award them $50 into your trust and agency account. The other meetings we're just going to have to wait on. So if I am able to push the auditors on doing that money, we will. Otherwise, it's just the $50 for the Club Rush.
Thank you.
All right, I know we're a little bit short on time here, so I'm going to go ahead and go to this last slide here. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and put this link up here for the how-to document and the Lancer Life training document, just so you have it. I'll also throw it in the next week's newsletter so you have that material from the trainings. So those are those two things. Okay, last thing here, and then I know, Henry, you've been waiting the entire time. Thank you for being very patient. But a few clubs need to fix their constitutions. Some of their documents have issues. If I open up this link, Kyle and his justices, his associate justices, whom I work with on AS, on our Associate Students Board, went ahead and took super detailed notes, if I can zoom in here, about what's wrong with each person's constitution, if there are any issues, and which section there are issues with. I'm not going to go through and read through them in detail, but I will send that out in next week's newsletter, so you can go ahead and examine exactly what happened with your constitution that makes it not valid or incorrect. There are a few new clubs that need their documents reviewed. These are those ones. Henry, you can go ahead and take notes for the people that need to have those reviewed. And then you can let me know if those documents are good. And yes, Henry will be in charge of reviewing and assisting you with editing your documents if there are any issues with them. And we just ask that after you're done with that process, if Henry can go ahead and pass that club on to me so I can help them upload their document to Lancer Life. But that's super brief. Henry, do you have anything? I know I was kind of talking for your item here, but
no problem. So it's if your club's constitution was denied, don't worry too much. They're generally really small fixes. Either you just need to add or delete literally one sentence to be able to be approved. So don't worry. We've had some people be really worried. But the important thing is once you fix your constitution is it needs to be viewable on Lancer Life in order for transparency, which is one of the important legal criteria for the student organizations is they need to be able to have these constitutions be viewable. And that I believe is actually a California state law. So it's very important. So in order to be a functioning club that is able to get the benefits of being a part of the ICC, you need to have an approved constitution that is viewable on Lancer Life. So make sure you do that before you try and get any of the benefits such as funding from the ICC. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. We'll be very happy to work with you. Again, these issues are generally pretty easy to fix, so don't worry about them.
And I've given Henry, for those of you who are on this document here, I've given Henry your contact information. So please look out for his email. If he hasn't contacted you yet, he'll be contacting you shortly about what you need to do to revise your document. And if you want to meet with him, you can go ahead and correspond and go from there. But are there any questions here, concerns? Again, I think
Question. So how can we tell if our club is in good standing?
So currently we don't have a way of, there's no like central system where you can see that. So we'll let you know if we do it. I have looked at your constitution. It should be good. I'm gonna check up just again with the Supreme Council, see if we are going to have those approved as a whole or not. But you should be good. We'll just make sure once we get that system ironed out that we'll talk with Chris and we'll make sure everyone's on the same page of what club is in which situation, which we still need to do. I hope to get that done this week. But if for you in particular, you should be good. You'll just sort of sit back and wait until we talk about it or not.
Yeah, and I remember in the email that I put like a bullet point, like a brief section about the clubs that have issues. If you're worried or you are not sure about your status, Henry, can you stick around after the meeting and I can put you in the breakout room? Okay,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. He'll stick around and I'll put you in a breakout room with any specific concerns that you have. But seeing
Okay.
that we are a little bit past time already, I'm gonna go ahead and move forward with
Thank you.
adjourn the meeting. If there are no more questions, are there any last concerns here? Okay. Future agenda items and meeting dates. So March 26th is our next meeting date. We are skipping the 19th, which is next Friday, but I hope to see you all at Club Spirit Week because I won't have another week to promote that to you all, but I will email blast you as always, but please put in your calendars, right? The 23rd to the 25th. Those are the days for Spirit Week. If you have not done any trainings throughout the week yet, you will have an hour break and then we will start again at a different Zoom link at 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. today. And I'll go ahead and move then on to adjournment. Carrie?
Chris, which one are we doing first? Are we doing finance and then Lancer Life or Lancer Life then finance?
If I go to the calendar here,
Just so folks, they may not need to go to both.
Got it. Okay, so 2 p.m. is going to be finance. So 2 to 3 p.m. is finance. 3 to 4 is Lancer Life. And I will go ahead and again put the link in the chat if you need to go ahead and attend those meetings. So just before you leave the Zoom meeting, make sure you copy and save it somewhere so you're ready. Okay. And last thing too, before we leave, Carrie created a tiny URL for the escape room. Make sure to RSVP for that on Eventbrite. I'm going to drop the link in the chat and then go ahead and click through and sign up for that. But if there are no more last minute concerns, I'm going to go ahead and move on to adjourning this meeting and I'll let you all go. So at this time, I would like to go ahead and now entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting at 1:03 p.m. March 12th.
CSF first.
Lancer Motorsport will second.
All right, are there any opposed to that? Hopefully not. Any abstentions? All right, you are all free to go. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming, y'all. If you have questions,
Thank
stick
you.
around. We'll throw folks in breakout rooms.
Don't
Thank you.
don't ask your questions quite yet. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream so we can go ahead and move to a private session here. But you're all free to go if you don't have any concerns.
Chris, can you put the names of the clubs that still need to have that are new members in the chat?
Sure, yeah, definitely. I'm sorry you only found out now, but I was just doing it before.
No problem. I figured there's probably some new people showing up.
Does anyone have any questions for me that we need to talk about? Or are you all just hanging out for Chris?
Yes, I actually have a question about re-registering.
Okay, Byron, I'm going to put you in a room and you and I can talk, okay?
Definitely.
Okay, so for the people that need to re-register, I see a couple of them here. Dana Club, Byron, both of you are in the same boat. I think there's another person here, if I'm not mistaken.
Who?
Oh, you can go ahead and talk to Carrie. For people that, sorry?
So stop for a second. I've got Byron and Dana. Who else needs to go into this breakout room to talk about registration?